And this will be my last quote of today. This will probably be a short video, but we will see. We'll see what happens. The quote is, "They must believe in your capacity, not just to provide the opportunity for action, power, change, adventure, and a piece of drama in life, but to give a very definite promise, almost an assurance of victory." This is one of the most interesting things I see when I watch Alinskyites in the world today, specifically politically, because that's what's so potent right now and so in your face, is when you talk about an Alinskyite needs to provide people a promise of imminent victory. This was the problem that the mainstream media had in 2016 with the rise of Hillary Clinton. Because if you study polls, and I like polls and statistics, and you study them, you saw that they oversampled Democrats all the way up until the last week or two of the election. And then they started not undersampling, but more appropriately sampling Democrats. And so they would oversample Democrats and undersample Republicans and show Hillary Clinton with a 15-point advantage. Well, as it got closer to Election day, all of a sudden the polls started getting real close, and in some states they flipped, and everybody was like, "What? How did this happen?" And it was because as Alinskyites, they want to assure that their opinion is the loudest, is the biggest, and everybody thinks just like they do, and that's why you have these polls. They call them suppression polls. I think the most accurate was Rasmussen, and even this time they appear to be fairly accurate in their go around. I still don't have a lot of faith that the Republicans will have a victory, but they might. It's really, really hard to tell. We've still got a long way before the elections. But as leaders, what Saul Alinsky is saying is, even if you have to fabricate the imminent victory, if you have to fabricate evidence for that victory, do so. Because if you do so, people are more apt to follow. They're more apt to be happy. People want leaders to win. People want to follow victorious people. And so this is what happens all the time. There was a friend of mine once said, he said that people want to win, and they will continue giving to an organization as long as that organization wins. When it stops winning, they stop giving, as essentially what it boiled down to. And that's very accurate. And so you have to manufacture false wins sometime, or as a Christian leader would say, you celebrate small wins. That way you always have something to celebrate. And if you can celebrate these small wins enough, you get a real sense of energy and excitement, and we can do anything. So as a Christian, I would say celebrate small wins. Linsky would agree with that, but he would also go further and say, if you don't have any wins, make some up. Because you have to remember about Alinsky, the ends justify the means. There is nothing bad if you achieve your goal, because he said that good is dependent on if you want it or not. If you want it, it's automatically good. That's Alinsky. That is 100% contrary to the Christian worldview, but that is what it is. So think about that and figure out how you can use the concept of celebrating victory and exuding a sense of not just victory and happiness and excitement and energy, but also an aura of assurance of victory. That can be difficult, but you can do it if you try.